Hi, I'm Janae and this is Junavi Studio. I believe it happens naturally, the identity shift that is. And if you're living in alignment, then it'll flow. I believe I cannot leave flow and then sometimes struggle with feeling like I'm out of flow. Contradictory. Does that mean that identity and beliefs are also deeply entwined, that beliefs of one identity can bleed into others? Yes, and coherence looks like those things coming into a cohesive alignment, the different identities and beliefs that you hold. Output vibrations can be distorted when the internal coherence is not optimal. We emit a signal, we vibrate, we oscillate. Maybe the oscillation is the idea, duality. But what I feel like I'm looking for is a hack. But I fear if you're looking for a hack, it means you believe there is something you lack. Find instead what feels fun, what feels intriguing, what feels worthwhile. I feel like I do struggle with the worthwhile bit because I used to feel like taking care of myself wasn't worthwhile. Probably because I had low self-worth and probably because it never felt like there was this thing that came of it, right? Kind of like this painting, and like painting today was absolutely worthwhile because look at this, that is so cool. And I had so much fun and I feel great, definitely worthwhile. But at the end of the day, when I work out, it didn't have that same feeling of like, oh, that was worthwhile. Even though last night when I lifted the weights, it did feel worthwhile and I was glad that I did it. So it's kind of a shift there, but it took a shift. I don't know. That took a bit for me to do, but easing into my expansion looks like not pushing. Natural movement and rhythm exists and it beats from within. I love to create, dream, and expand. I love to build. I love to flow. I love to be in flow. The flow state is the best one, but also that's the point. All of life is one big flow state because on one level, it all is everything, all in one. Stillness, but in an all-encompassing, all there is kind of way, and the eternal paradox of something and nothing needing each other to exist. Everything you want because of how you'll feel or how you think you'll feel by having it, and accessing that feeling now is the only way to get it. You can only have what you already have. And this is where we do not need to fear. We don't need to believe the truth. The truth doesn't need our belief. We don't need to believe in astrology for the stars to affect us. We don't need a degree in quantum physics to use our connection to the electromagnetic quantum field. We are electromagnetic bodies. You know what else is electromagnetic? The fascia. Emotion is powerful, vibrational, it's all connected. It's all an experiment. My hypothesis, because new experiences are how we shift belief systems. Okay, my hypothesis is that I can ease into all of this. Ease into music making and musicianship and clothes designing, sewing, making outfits. I can ease into my studio flow. Is ease and flow synonymous? Can flow always feel downhill? Following the direction of the flow, making sure it's my flow, not getting influenced, right? Flowing in this electromagnetic soup, we are all connected and there's an experience of separateness. There is often paradox and duality. Relationships are part of all of this. How everything is in relationship to everything around it. The body doesn't change, but our electromagnetic capacity does have a limit. The limit is derived from the identity and beliefs that we hold. Identities serve us, protect us. If we're trying to shift one, we have to address what it is doing for us, how it is protecting us, what is the point of it, because there probably is one. Or there used to be one, right? Having an identity, we don't just hold on to that for no reason. There is a reason why an identity is like stuck into us, why we're holding on to it. We have to address that. In this part of the entry, I was thinking about this Taurus-Mars bit and this Taurus-Mars retrograde bit because it feels like it is challenging. It's a challenging placement. And I don't know. I was struggling with it though because I was like, is that just an identity that is like causing havoc for me? Is that just something that I believe now about myself, that I have this Taurus-Mars retrograde and that's what's making it difficult? I don't think so because I've always had this experience of feeling like I do that, and other times it has been very frustrating. Other times it has been like, oh my gosh, it's just not even worth it at this point. And that thought even did come up while I was setting this up. It really felt like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember why I wanted to record. I don't even remember what I was gonna do. I don't even know if it's worth it anymore. I'm so tired of like going back and forth and it not being right the moment that I set up. I have to set it up multiple times and I have to like problem solve or troubleshoot or whatever. that is a very common experience in my life. And so to have the language of what that is and maybe how to work with it, or to understand that maybe that's just part of how I work. And maybe there's a good thing about that, because then I ended up with a great setup, which was the goal, and I had a great day. So I don't know. I don't think astrology has to be this thing that is like an identity that we can't control. Yeah, knowing your astrology doesn't have to be a new identity that you have no control over. It is the outline of your signature themes, so you can work with them as you continue to shift your identities, as you continue to collapse your identities into like the same coherent person. And it's just this ongoing journey that filters through beliefs, identities, experiences, lessons, and expansion, contraction and expansion, ebb and flow, in and out, like breathing. It's all connected, and the point of life is to live it. And yeah, I think that's the end. Thank you once again for being here. I appreciate it so much. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, say hey, let's start a conversation. Anything that I said, did any of it resonate? How do you feel about your life? I don't know. So let's talk. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.